Yeah. Zero. Stick around and just listen to us talk about this episode.
Don't do it, Zero.
Oh, even Decade hates it?
No, I didn't. I just.
Nothing happened in this episode.
Oh, really?
Okay, so I guess we should start up now.
Okay, my audacity's going.
Oh, right. Let me,
Forgot all about that. Recording.
okay. My Audacity is recording.
Alright, in 3, 2, 1, mark. Yeah, good enough. We're live streaming anyways.
Yeah.
Welcome everybody to the Toku Portal Podcast. I am Vashi V, here with Decade, Rye, and I screwed all that up. My bad.
Yeah, no. You can just steal the show.
Crap baskets.
Yeah, you have the notes too, right?
No.
Welcome to the podcast where Vashi just complains about the episode by himself.
I could probably do that, but I won't.
Today we're talking about.
We're talking
Let's just go.
Yeah, just go.
Today we're talking about Uchuu Sentai KyuuRanger episode 13. We get a recap from Lucky, back in good spirits. We cut to Governor Mondo Mio Indabi listening to the complaints of some humans. He says complaining is Mondo Muyo, which is basically pointless, and that they have to fix their own problems. Scorpio is now impressed by this form of control and poisons the governor, who becomes a zombie and starts an outbreak. The humans flee only to find a group of human zombies waiting for them. Then we cut to Balance stating that the Rashinban Kyutama can be used for a while. Naga says they can search again for the Argo ship Kyutamas once its Q energy has been recharged. So that's actually a thing. Sho says he'll be sending Kotaro to the Rebellion home base for training. The Rangers get an alert and see live footage of human zombies attacking people. Q at the chance is Lucky, Hami, Sho, Champ, and Stinger. Lucky thinks that at this point Champ should get along with Stinger, but Champ wants proof that Stinger didn't kill Dr. Anton. And then we get the opening. So any thoughts?
Yeah, okay, so my first thought... Last week we were talking about how Stinger's brother Scorpio sold his soul. This episode just kind of confirms that he sold his soul. Like, I'm pretty sure he's not human anymore. Or human or alien, whatever. He's not making it.
Yeah, this pretty much cinched that Melon Lord, Scorpio is just 100% bad guy. I have a feeling they're going to work this whole angle of redemption somehow, because it's Toei, why not?
I'd be okay with, like, some self-sacrifice thing.
I would too, if it seemed legitimate. But this is Toei past events here recently haven't really shown that that's a thing that's going to happen. They tend to go for more, especially with this series, everything's just getting brushed over. Like Lucky's thing of, Champ and Stinger should be friends now. There's been no proof that they should be. As far as Champ knows, Stinger killed Dr. Anton.
And that's another thing.
Stinger has not denied it.
That's exactly what I was about to say. Stinger never once denied nor confirmed killing anyone. As far as Champ is concerned, Stinger did confirm that he was the one who attacked Champ. So as far as Champ is concerned, Stinger is guilty as charged.
Right, and should be, because literally what Champ saw was Dr. Anton down, Stinger using his tail. All evidence points to, because Stinger did not at no point has gone, I didn't do it. Then there's no evidence to support thinking anything other than the worst in Stinger.
Hey, Drago.
Welcome, Drago.
Hey, you're doing a Sentai podcast?
Yeah.
Yes.
Is it live?
Yes.
Shit.
Yeah. Oh, okay. I guess he's gone now.
I mean, he could have joined us.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah,
Drago.
let me continue.
No. I'm not done yet.
Okay.
So this one Kyuutama now has to recharge when we've been given no indication that any of them have needed this. You can argue that in between episodes, like, their change ones have had to recharge, but we've literally been given no proof of this being a thing at all. And so now suddenly it's a plot point just so that we don't have to, like, move on to the next piece of the map. It's stupid. You could have had the same episode even with that Kyuutama working, with them being like, oh, well, we can't go looking for the map now, we gotta deal with this.
I think it's better late than never.
In terms of that, I think what would have made this, the whole charging thing seem more legitimate in terms of having to charge the Kyuutama, or even if you want to go so far as to say that they're using, they're recharging the change Kyuutamas between episodes, would be if they shown anything like KyuuRanger did, where they had the little charging station. Just one time, they'd just have to show it one time, and
right.
I wouldn't care.
Like,
at whatever excuse they want to give.
For them, like, they actively said, like, okay, each of these batteries is good for one use. So we get one to transform with, one for a big move, and then one for the mech. They had that all laid out, but here we have none of that laid out for us. And suddenly the one Kyuutama that needs to be charged is a fucking map, and not the ones that they transform with. The reason why I'm so upset is because of how blatantly shoehorned this is. There's no reason for this.
Right, and like I could even go so far as to them trying to use this as the explanation for why they couldn't have all 11 on the planet at once.
Even though they totally could.
Because they already have multiple times now.
Like, if they wanted to make the argument that, like, well, we need some readily available at all times, so that while some are charging, if something happens, another team can go in, that would be a good argument, and I could get behind that, but they have not made that argument at all.
But that did kind of play a role in this episode.
Not really.
I think it did, in terms of the antidote and stuff, which I will get to. So then we get the episode title, Space 13, Stinger's challenge to his brother. The sortie finds human and Indibi zombies slowly surrounding him. They're surprised to see that the governor is controlled as well. The team star changes and fight dark matter. Hami is hit from behind and becomes infected. Champ uses the Ohitsugi Kyuutama to put her to sleep. Stinger uses the Tate Kyuutama to create a barrier while they retreat. Then we cut to a factory. Hami is still unconscious. She wakes up and tries to attack Lucky and bites at Champ. Stinger stings her, which cures her. Stinger calls Oriongo, reporting that he's going to send the recipe for the antidote. And Stinger's pretty certain that it will work. Any thoughts on this scene?
Not really.
I'm just kind of mad that they made Hami the zombie. I would have rather Lucky been the zombie.
Honestly, I was kind of hoping that Hame would bite Lucky and make him a zombie, and then we would have an actual issue of members of the team turning. but we didn't get that.
Yeah. Like I think if they would have ran with this a little bit further, it would have been better in terms of them having to deal with just one of them and then everybody else. There really wasn't any. Oh no, Hami's a zombie. It was, oh, Hami's a zombie. Okay, moving on.
I did think
Kinda
it was
thing.
kind of amusing that Stinger just straight up stings her. No hesitation.
I wasn't really
Well-
taken aback because it was kind of clear what he was doing.
Right. It's like I think the best thing about the whole zombie thing with Hami was her doing the biting thing.
So, Tanks Go Boom asks, why a map? Because they're looking for 3 particular Kyuutama, and this one Kyuutama that they have is apparently a map to those 3.
Yeah, they pretty much reiterate it every episode, but just for the podcast's sake, I don't bring up that plot point. So then we cut to Scorpio in a VR-like room. It's kind of weird. He has a flashback to Don Armage, granting Scorpio his monster form and the faceplate that he wears in return for his loyalty. And he's excited that his first victims as chief retainer will be the Rangers. The other Rangers, excluding Raptor, show up on Earth with the antidote that Naga and Balance made. Stinger requests that he work alone after this operation. Champ protests. Show correctly guesses that it's because of Scorpio. Stinger elaborates that the symptoms and his ability to create antidote are proof that Scorpio is the culprit. He recalls how he betrayed his people and is now a top killer of dark matter, because that hadn't been explained to anyone else. Lucky wonders if Anton's murder was not Stinger. And then Stinger finally reveals that he found Anton and was experimenting with an antidote when he stung him. And obviously it didn't work. But all Champ saw was him stinging Dr. Anton.
Okay.
And then, yeah, go for it.
Okay, so Stinger is innocent all along. That's fine. That was an option on the table. I am okay with this option. What I am not okay with is the immediate follow-up of Champ just going, okay, I believe you, why didn't you tell me sooner? And the reason why I'm not okay with this is because back in episode 3, when this was first brought up, Champ was set on a revenge quest against Stinger because he thought he killed him, and was very against just it was implied that he was against Stinger coming onto like the ship with them, but he didn't say anything. He was just feigning like, okay, I'll put up with it, but I don't trust him. And since then, we have seen no interaction between the two of them until now, where suddenly Champ's like, okay, I trust you. Why? Why do you trust him? What has he done?
Point of clarification for the listeners who have not seen this. Champ is a robot built by Dr. Anton. That's why he's out for revenge against Stinger. Like Rai said, this was all revealed back in episode 3, and I freaking called it. Stinger was innocent. Again, acceptable. But with the fact that there's been no interaction between the two of them really outside of, oh, you're here, I don't want you to be here, it has literally been just in battle with no, and even then there was still animosity between the two of them. So there's been no reason for Champ to just up and believe Stinger when Stinger says, I didn't do it. I was there trying to give him the antidote. I was too late. It doesn't fit. It seems off, and to me it seems dumb because it's so rushed. And that's been the issue I've had with every single one of these plot points throughout the series, where with in terms of character growth, is it's just rushed, and it makes everything feel disingenuous.
Maybe Champ has been watching Stinger, because Stinger's been joining them in battle. He's been doing a good job. Maybe Champ has been slowly having a change of heart of like, maybe I can trust this guy. We don't know because no one has gotten any character attention, especially Champ. We know nothing about Champ.
Yeah, I think the only reason she kind of trusted him was because he just saw Stinger cure Hami just out of the blue, and so I guess that made it somewhat more believable. But yeah, of course, more rushed plot points. Anyways, I think we should move on.
Real quick. Literally the only things we know about Champ is he's a robot built by Dr. Anton, his creator's dead, and apparently he loves to wrestle and loves justice. That's basically it.
Yep, definitely loves justice. So then, Champ is, basically what we've been talking about. Champ is angered. He wasn't told before. And the reason why he wasn't told was because Stinger feels responsible for the actions of his brother. And then he tells Sho and Champ that he plans on killing Scorpio when he confronts him. Sholompo puts the issue aside for now and says that the Rangers need to split up and save the infected. Then we get a little short montage of the Rangers curing and evacuating people. Kotaro can't believe Stinger's intent to kill his brother, based off his previous lesson for Kotaro to become an admirable big brother. Stinger may still have hope that Scorpio can be saved. In another group, Champ continues to wonder why Stinger kept quiet. Sholompo explains that before becoming a ranger, Stinger was reckless and hostile to pretty much everyone, more so than he is now. And that since then he's become more calm, but Sho thinks he still wants to save his brother. Champ recalls Anton's words, not to lose yourself in battle, and he runs off. Then we cut to Stinger and Kotaro fighting off Dark Matter zombies. Champ joins them while blasting zombies. Champ taunts Stinger about whether he will follow through. He says he will join Stinger to see if he will. Stinger is determined to go alone to face Scorpio, but Champ tells him to shut up because Scorpio is not just Stinger's brother, but he's Dr. Anton's killer. If Stinger can't kill Scorpio, Champ will, and that's why he shouldn't carry the burden alone. Any thoughts on?
These two are setting up the situation of one way or another, Scorpio has to die. So, this show, right now, is delivering a promise. And if that promise is not fulfilled, there damn well better be a good reason why.
I agree. I mean, the whole, like, this whole scene with Champ is, to me, the only part of it that seems genuine for his character. You know, him asking, figuring out why Stinger kept quiet about it and everything else.
Oh, I totally agree.
And then the flashback of Anton telling him not to lose himself to battle and all that, because he'll lose sight of justice and all that. It was a great scene, but because of everything that came before it, kind of killed it. But him deciding to, I'm going to go help Stinger with this, and if Stinger won't do it, I will. I agree. It sets up on a promise to the viewers that Stinger or Scorpio is going to die.
Oh.
As much as I like Melon Lord, I really hope he dies. or there's gonna, like Rice said, there has to be some very, very good reasoning behind him staying alive. Beyond, oh well, we got rid of his monster form somehow.
Also,
Which I see that being a thing, considering the fact that we all know who Melon Lord is. It's, to me, it seems a waste of an actor to be in a suit like that
right?
all the time. So, because we remember him from Kamen Rider Gaim,
Which is where the Melon Lord reference comes from.
right? So we remember all of the scenes that he was in where he was the egotistical, arrogant bastard that he appears to be in this series too. So the fact that he is stuck in a suit now, entirely and completely from the way it looks, I think is a waste of the actor's talent. And I have a feeling that they're going to try to alleviate that by doing some dumb thing of, oh well, we didn't really kill Scorpio. We just got rid of the monster form, and that broke the control of the Emperor of Dark Matter, which I think is just going to be very, very dumb. But I have a feeling that's what's going to happen.
Also, Champ and Stinger have a moment in this scene that kind of really upsets me. You could call it a callback to Deca Ranger, where Deca Red was always calling Deca Blue partner, and Blue would respond by saying, "Don't call me partner." Champ and Stinger literally have that conversation here, where Champ calls Stinger partner, and Stinger goes, "Don't call me partner." And it does not work here. It worked in Deca Ranger because Red was the last one to join the team, and he just kind of waltzes in, like, all optimistic, like, "We're all friends now, right?" And Blue's like, "No, we don't even know you, and you're kind of annoying me." But here, Champ and Stinger were at each other's throats off camera for a while, and now, and now Champ is just ready to hug him, I guess? I don't like it.
Oh, not yet. I mean, skipping ahead a bit. We'll talk about it.
I have a thought on this, but I will wait until towards the end of the episode.
Yeah. So Lucky's pleased, and a smirk from Stinger suggests he kind of is as well. The Rangers start change and roll call. Scorpio observes. After the commercial, we get some GoPro fighting from Lucky. Ryu Commander attempts to avoid fighting due to his aching back, but is grabbed from behind by a zombie and panics. It's kind of funny. And then we get a bit of GoPro shooting from him. Kind of neat. Champ and Stinger form Q-Axe and Q-Spear from Lucky's thrown Q-Sword to defeat the Tsuyoin-to-be zombies. The Rangers Galaxy to finish the Governor. And Stinger makes a promise to Kotaro that whatever he decides to do, he won't regret it. Then the zombie governor turns giant. Ryuteo assembles. Kotaro uses the Koguma Voyager to attack. And then Robo appears. Kyureno joins the fight. They combine to form Ryutei Kyureno. And then they all-star scramble break to just blow up the two in one shot. Not a very long mech fight. Then we cut to Scorpio observing a Tsuyoin-to-be zombie appears. He wraps his leg in his tail, and Kiva Rider kicks him into a wall, obliterating him. And he's looking forward to seeing Stinger again.
That
so
is
any thoughts on that?
Literally what happened. Scorpio literally Rider kicks him, and it leaves a marking on the wall afterwards, akin to how Kiva would leave a marking on his spots when he did his Rider kick. And it is the best scene in the entire episode. And I feel like this episode is undeserving of such a cool moment. Hey, Toei, you got some rider in my Sentai.
I'm gonna back up a bit. Um, I I was glad that they brought back the GoPro fighting. I wish there would have been more of it rather than just the little bit of scenes with Lucky. It's it worked really well with Garu in an earlier episode, but that's because of the way he fights. This one just kind of seemed slash punch. It seemed really, for lack of a better term, lame. The scene with Ryu Commander sitting down behind the sign because his back hurts, I thought was perfect for him. He seems to be he's always kind of seemed to be the guy who's like would shirk responsibility. Not so much in the fact of he doesn't want to do it, but he knows that everybody else has it, so he's just gonna, I'll just be over here, don't mind me. It seems to fit with more of his character when he's not transformed. Because I mean, ever since he's transformed, at least when he's fighting, he's always been a bit of a badass. Well, once he fully transformed, so to have that moment of levity with him, I think was great. This was what I expected the mech fight to be when they, since they did the introduction of the combined form of them. It still makes makes me feel even worse for the mech fight in the last episode, because it was, while yes it was a little bit longer, to me it was just as redundant because it was so short. In terms of the Scorpio kick, that was fantastic. And like Rice said, I think it was the best part of the episode. Everything from him doing the little thing where everything, wraps up onto his leg the way Kiva did. And it's, to me, because I had to go back and I had to watch Kiva's rider kick. It's been so long since I've seen it. It is almost identical in terms of the movement, the way he leaps up and kind of glides forward with it.
Just replace scorpions with a bat.
That's pretty much it. And like I said, and this isn't the first time that Toei's kind of crossed the line in terms of blending their shows a little bit. Granted, if the reference I'm going to much with Tokumi Sentai Go Buster, where whenever they transformed, it's morphin time. They blended that, so it's like, to me it was only a matter of time before they did something like this. But I wholeheartedly agree, it did not deserve to be in this episode. I think it would have been better in a episode that focused more heavily on Scorpio himself.
In Kamen Rider X-Aid, way back early on, when the four riders first used Dragon Knight Hunter Z together to fight Graphite, that first actual team up between them almost felt like a Sentai working together. Almost.
Yep. Okay. Well, then I guess the rider kick. So then we cut to Kotaro's farewell party. Stinger and Champ have left early to find Scorpio. But Kotaro isn't sad because Stinger and Kotaro trust each other by this point. And that might be one of the reasons why Champ trusts Stinger a bit more now, because he's watched him and Kotaro interact these past few episodes.
Alright, well, while some people need to reconnect, we can just talk about Kotaro because nobody cares. I feel like writing Kotaro off here is both a good and a bad idea. It is a good idea in that Kotaro was introduced too soon. They have too many members to work with since nobody has been truly established yet. They need to cut down on numbers. I think it's a bad idea in that they already introduced him as a member of the team. It's not like KyuuRanger where the 7th member showed up before the 6th one and said, "Hey guys, I'm just stopping by for a quick visit, okay, bye." Kotaro was presented as, "Alright, I'm here now and I'm staying."
Like, don't get me wrong, I'm so glad a little bit. But, yeah, he wasn't introduced as an extra member, really. He was introduced as a member. And I think that's a problem. Like, I get that with the way that they have the tagline for this is because it's KyuuRanger. It's 9 Rangers. I think that's a misnomer only because of the fact that aside from them sending Kotaro off and a little scene in a minute, there's 11 members on the main team. I don't care what they say. If all 11 Q-Tamas are being chucked in that damn roulette thing, they're all active members of the team. They're just not an extra member. They're members, plain and simple. I get the idea of them having to send Kotaro for training because A, he is a child. I kind of side with Stinger on that.
The stream stopped. Oh.
Fudge nuggets.
It still says streaming on my end. 0. What do I do? What does that mean?
We're pretty much at the end of the episode. I mean, we could just finish up and we still have the Audacity recordings.
How do we get the stream back up? Oh, the stream is back up. That's what you meant. I thought you were telling us to back up.
Yeah. Okay, so then Raptor asks Sholompo for some words before they celebrate. He wishes Kotaro good luck and decides to sing a celebratory song because he's not so good at making speeches. And then most of the Rangers desperately try to stop him, but Lucky tries to join in.
Oh,
and then we cut to Champ. Oh yeah, he's like, "Oh, me too." And then Spada like shuts him up. It's pretty funny. So then we cut to Champ and Stinger walking in the sunset. Champ is looking forward to their partnership. Stinger's, just kind of playing it cool. But internally, he swears to his brother that he will catch his tail. So it's pretty obvious. He still cares for him, and he wants to save him. Whether that happens or not, I think most of us would agree it's probably not going to happen, but maybe he will have some redeeming moment before he is eliminated. Maybe we'll get to see the actor before he dies or something. But yeah, end of episode.
God, and now Champ is just acting like Stinger is his best friend. Almost everything in this episode has been so forced or contrived. Ah, God. It bothers me so much when I think about what nothing in this episode needed to be.
Like, with me, like the whole Stinger and Champ thing, yeah, up until I think this particular scene, everything kind of seemed rushed and, okie dokie, we got told to hold up.
Yeah, Zero's saying to hold up because the stream is being wonky.
It could just be his internet. Let's just finish this.
Well, I'm the one streaming it.
Well, he's the one watching it, isn't he?
You're saying, oh, he could be
Okay,
like...
they think it's their Wi-Fi.
Okay.
Yeah, it's saying stream status bad for some reason. All right, maybe.
If
You know
the
what,
stream is only bad for one person, then it's probably that
No,
one
no,
person.
No, it's literally saying stream status bad on the back end.
Oh.
Okay. Okay. Just issued a announcement. Ray, just restart the stream. Like
So-
stop over. Actually.
Are you
Let me
sure
see.
that's a good idea?
No, just stop. Okay, it's back up to good.
Okay. So I won't do
Oh,
anything then.
I didn't even actually. Yeah, I didn't even turn on the alert. Okay, whatever. Keep going. It's almost over anyway.
But like everything seemed kind of rushed and forced up to it, to where literally I think the only two legitimate moments in this episode involving Stinger and Champ were that slight little interaction with, him deciding to, I'm gonna go help him. Not so much. I feel it wasn't originally so much to make sure he's a good guy, but to make sure that the one who, if Scorpio did kill Dr. Brandon, that Scorpio dies. Which is why I didn't like him calling him partner at that point with the dumb Decker Ranger throwback. But I think here at the end, it seemed a little bit more, for lack of a better term, acceptable. I mean, it still seemed dumb and stupid because, like we said, it's like there wasn't much in terms of growth that seemed genuine.
You know what I liked? Back at the fight sequence, when they are all like kind of split up because they all have their own group of monsters attacking them, Champ knocks a couple of his away from him, and then he turns around and he fires at the ones surrounding Stinger before going back to focus on his own. I thought that was a nice little detail.
Yeah, I'm not too upset with this episode because I mean, just think of how Champ has interacted with all the other Rangers. Yeah, we haven't gotten like a ton because the sheer number, but I mean, he's always been kind of more silly, straightforward, justice, anything's possible kind of guy. So, I mean, I could see him once he learns the truth, he's not gonna just keep holding a grudge. I mean, yeah, I don't think it's too bad, and I do enjoy Stinger just being a total tsundere.
So there's something I forgot about. It was early in the episode. We get a first-person perspective of Lucky running down an alleyway and shooting his gun. What was that about?
That was the GoPro fight.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
that?
what we're talking about. Yeah.
God, that was super weird.
Yeah, it's kind of just something.
Like,
I don't mind it.
I don't mind the GoPro fighting. I enjoy it. I think, like I said, I think it works better on, like, in an actual fight with, like, Garo with all the jumping and slashing and whatnot. I think it looks better there than Lucky just running down a hallway, shooting his gun and punching somebody. Overall, like, to me, this episode kind of sucked. It had, for me personally, it had some redeeming moments. Primarily bye Kotaro for however long. That character drives me nuts because no bear should have a weapon that's similar to a frog.
God. Have you actually looked at his visor too? Like all the others, their visors resemble their animal, but I was staring at Kotaro's visor every time it was on screen, and I just like, where's the bear?
Right. His is literally the only one that makes absolutely no sense.
No, it does. It's just that it's so like on the top of the helmet, but it's like a bear with his mouth open, like roaring.
That makes a bit more sense, and would explain why I didn't see it.
Yeah, it's a bit confusing, but it
It
makes sense
still
when
looks more like a
when you look
frog.
at the Kyutama.
Now all I want to hear is Johnny Depp or Johnny Young Bosch say, "I'm just a frog."
Did you?
Dumb joke. Yes, I know. Um, to me, my favorite part of this entire episode, aside from Kotaro, for lack of a better term, being banished, because I'm sure it's not going, he's not going to be gone for long. It was where Sholampo tried to do his little celebratory sending off song, and everybody just shut him up. That was great, because we didn't need another one of those things, because we already had it with the damn Culetta chants.
And I think that just about wraps up this podcast. Anything else you guys need to say?
I'm a bit optimistic about Kotaro leaving. I think, yeah, he might be kind of annoying right now, but I'm hoping that once he comes back, he'll be a bit more mature. His fighting style won't be as childish.
This is a great opportunity for a character rewrite.
Yeah, so I'm going to pray for the writers of the show that they do some good stuff with Kotaro. But other than that, yep.
Go on.
I'm hoping that, like I have been for the last what episode? What episode is this?
This is 13.
Yeah, for the last 12 episodes, that the writing for this series picks up better. I think with the idea of dropping focus of at least 3 of them, it could be a very good thing for the writers to start working on building the characters the way they should have, and everything else. Because I think that has been the biggest issue, is they rushed out the gate for to get all the team assembled, that they literally let character development fall to the wayside. So I'm hoping that picks up with them dropping focus of 3 characters. Whether or not they're actually going to drop the focus for very long, I don't know. Knowing the track record of the show, probably not very long.
Will Garu do more than just hype Lucky up? Will Raptor ever reveal her true feelings for Spada? Probably not, but let's check out next week anyways.
Yep, thanks for listening.
Thanks for listening, everybody.
Zero, you have something to say?
Yeah. So the stream status is still on bad, but I mean it's still streaming on my end. So basically, I was gonna try to say yes. Sorry for whoever's watching this. We'll try to hopefully do better tomorrow when we're streaming the Rider podcast episode 30 of Xaid tomorrow at 9 p.m. Central Time. So see you there if you can make it.
Okay, I stopped recording.